And all my life, I've been thinking in terms of developing a fighter who is perfect, and if that's possible, you know, as perfection as we know it. You drive with it, and you're going to do real damage. You might drop the guy with one punch, but you aim it here and bring the same hand. When he hits here, he's liable to bring it down. Even if he's coming, he's liable to bring it down, bang, over here. Bang, with the left hook here or here. See? You got a chance of putting 3 perfect punches.
Carmine Cus D'Amato was born on January 17, 1908, in the Bronx, New York, to a family of Italian immigrants. From a young age, D'Amato was fascinated by boxing, though his poor eyesight prevented him from becoming a professional fighter. Instead, he devoted himself to becoming a trainer, one who would revolutionize the sport with his discipline, philosophy, and unique approach. By the 1980s, D'Amato had already cemented his reputation as a legendary trainer. He had coached world champions like Floyd Patterson and Jose Torres, both of whom embodied his boxing philosophy. But his most emotional and iconic story in boxing began when he met a troubled young boy named Mike Tyson. Tyson, then a 13-year-old orphan from the tough neighborhoods of Brooklyn, had a history of violence and delinquency. He was brought to Cus D'Amato's attention by a trainer from a juvenile reform school who saw raw talent in Tyson. Cus immediately recognized something extraordinary in the boy, not just his physical power, but his natural fighting spirit. D'Amato became more than a coach to Tyson. He became a father figure, mentor, and the only person who truly cared for him. Tyson moved into Cus's home in Catskill, New York. There, he didn't just learn boxing techniques. He was taught discipline, life philosophy, and how to control his emotions.
I tell them that at the beginning when they start, if they will do their job as well as I do mine, the result is a foregone conclusion.
Cus believed the real fight in boxing was against fear itself. One of his most famous quotes is, "The hero and the coward both feel the same thing, but the hero uses his fear differently." Cus's training methods centered around the peekaboo style, a technique involving rapid head movement, a high guard, and explosive counterattacks. It was perfect for Tyson's short but powerful frame and aggressive nature. Cus also introduced mental training, teaching Tyson to hypnotize himself, to believe he was a champion, and to build unshakable self-confidence from a young age. Cus's philosophy was unlike any other trainer's. He believed that emotions and the mind were a boxer's true weapons. He emphasized that fear wasn't something to be avoided, but to be controlled and used as fuel. He conditioned Tyson to believe he was destined to become the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Cus D'Amato's influence on Tyson is immeasurable. Without him, there might never have been the Mike Tyson we know today. Tyson once said, "Everything I have and everything I've achieved in boxing comes from Cus. He created me." Tragically, Cus D'Amato passed away on November 4, 1985, just a year before Tyson became the youngest heavyweight boxing champion in history at the age of 20. Though Cus didn't live to see that moment, the world knew Tyson's victory was the product of his guidance. Cus D'Amato wasn't just a boxing trainer. He was a teacher, a psychologist, and a visionary who saw boxing as a battle of the mind as much as the body. His legacy lives on in Tyson and in the sport itself. He proved that one man with vision and dedication can change a child's life and the history of boxing.
Fighters are used to fighting opponents 6'3", 6'2", the average heavyweight, and I feel that I use it to my advantage because I move my head, I'm very quick, and I'm low to the ground, and it's very difficult to hit me. I get a lot of leverage from my punches, and it doesn't matter if I punch up or straight or down or around, I have good leverage. wanted to hit him in the nose one more time so that bone could went up in his brain. I wanted to go up in his brain. Mike Tyson is actually just a cold, business-like killer.